Okay.
So a 5 versus 5 retake now for FURIA. 3 players inside the smoke. 4 crew just behind the brimstone smoke. FURIA continue to get pushed back. Travelers are getting ready, but as they swing behind it, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Right by Classic. 1 on low HP, a wide swing coming through, support from DGZ. Melzer gets caught, answered back by Klaus, who gets a second and third in the round. Up to Khalil in a 3 versus 1 is gonna have to clutch it when Crew has the perfect crossfire setup.
Dead to rights, hopping out makes the sound. He is gonna get peeked from 3 different angles here.
Oh yeah. Faking a drop, and Klaus is the one that peeks instead. 4 kills and already halfway to the Seekers.
And Crew with a pistol. Able to lock that one down finally as we get to bind here. Nicely done and screaming through the site, taking control. Even the considerations in these quick moments, you saw there Melzer go down, but Melzer just acted as a body for Klaus to be able to get that final kill on DGZ. He was jumping around trying to reload. They knew exactly what needed to happen. The in-the-moment plays and calls right now of Crew are putting them on top of these rounds. Guardians for themselves and just phantom buys coming into round 2. Really sure of this and do not want to find themselves getting ecoed. Oh no.
Caster curse.
I'm so sorry. Oh, I was gonna say DGZ does have his deagle though.
And
or his
nonetheless,
sheriff.
Crew finally get a piss around win. And on their way, potentially now FURIA's turn to try to get the Thrifty back. So our first blood that you saw there from DGZ.
Oh my.
Wall bang and a second one with a headshot. Melzer falls, no smokes available now. Both controllers down for Crew.
He makes the hammer action look so good on that sheriff. Just continues to walk around looking for more. I think he knows he's got enough for now. He wants to see the movement from Crew before he peeks out again. Let the rest of the team cause chaos, and then DGZ moves in unnoticed.
Well, Kesnet was the one that was trying to sneak through unnoticed. Almost caught one off guard here towards the spawn. And FURIA's content to actually allow the plant to come down so FURIA could actually flood back in the site. Conan with the lineup for the post plant, trying to delay that, trying to deny the plant.
Spike planted.
Second shock dart.
Huge damage
on the Klaus.
And Davies. They are down to half right now. A little bit of a heal comes back.
Both now contained in the U-Haul. Nice shot by NW0. Answered by Klaus, who's still alive for the second kill. Leading back for the third. But Kesnet, the last man standing solo.
Not.
Catches Benzine off guard. Does have 10 bullets left in the chamber of the Phantom. Pain shells on the ground, right at the feet of DGZ. And then gets the Red Bull clutch to save the round for Crew.
On the precipice of disaster, Kesnet comes up, forcing the hand of DGZ to stave off that Thrifty. That was looking really scary, especially with the weaponry that we saw Crew bringing into this round. Almost everybody going down. This could still put Crew in a pretty tough position for a bye here. So let's see what FURIA can produce for another round. There's the little loper nade right at the feet of DGZ to welcome it in.
Oh, yeah. Their bonus round is going to be almost non-existent.
Exactly, yeah. Look at that. Sorting in through sheriffs, 3 of them to the rifles of Davies and Kesnet. And DGZ already in the grave.
Yeah. They tried to do an early peek here, it seems, towards showers. And it's a good read by Crew, right? 2 orbs away from Kesnet. Maybe the focus now for Crew is to try to pick up the orb on the showers so that if they lose their bonus round, they have a showstopper in their gun round. And unfortunately, also read by Crew, they dropped DGZ early. Focus back towards the B side to see if the orb's still up there.
Shower control basically means that FURIA knows this could be a B to hookah hit. I think that's why they're playing this one so patient. Easy retake on short. They're not worried about that, but it's gotta be Mazin playing this one safe, staying alive and giving team info.
Using Seekers on top of that. Confirming now only 1 player in the B site. Ooh, that's Mazin holding it back around a different corner.
A little strafe jump to get in there, almost through City, almost takes him down with the spam.
Spike planted.
All right.
Actually didn't leave the spike there for Kesnet to pick up these ult orbs on the plant. Just pushing instead towards the elbow. Flash from Medzine as FURIA is looking to flood back from the spawn. Camera coming up, trying to spawn on the top of the toxic screen. But we're in a great position now for KRU just to flood back in on the tap. 3 players on the back of the site. And the crossfire is perfect for FURIA, at least for now. Kesnet has a showstopper, pulls it out, lands it on the ground, and W0 falls. And they actually are able to do it and prevent that defuse from happening for KRU. And they get the bonus round, or move into the bonus round now.
That was just back and forth sketchy. It happened so fast. You saw all those ultimates coming out. Kesnet still securing so many frags on these rounds. And that was the one that we missed.
Yeah.
So fast, didn't even catch it.
I think that was the kill that allowed for them to get Seekers too, so
yeah.
Great job here for KRU. Silver lining at least here for FURIA is that those ultimates came out right away.
All right.
Just gonna have to be patient a bit here as we're gonna get the HUD back up ASAP. You still have KRU now in the lead. Kesnet moving forward for an opening attempt on the B site.
FURIA on this low buy, or I should say their eco. Sheriffs all around. KRU is gonna try to feel this one out. Every round before this has been super fast, and KRU is recognizing so many intricate parts of the game where FURIA would be stacking, would be playing sheriffs, or would be trying something different. It does not seem like the usual FURIA tricks are working against their opponent today. There we go. HUD's back up, see our ult, see where we stand. And
no! Nice grab, well, Medzine with 2 other ones. The trap play that they have, the stack that they have in the beast. Shot from Medzine! Crazy one connects it! And it's time for FURIA to answer back with their thrifties.
Consideration or not, FURIA still able to nail those shots as KRU played it slow, played it safe. It didn't matter. KRU goes down 2-2 now as FURIA find themselves from bonus on in this thrifty. Medzine. Incredible play. That concuss too as well coming through. Great timing by Khalil to be able to use the Astra utility to a T.
And that's exactly one of those things and the changes that you have from FURIA. The extra stars now bringing out this Astra instead of playing a Brimstone Viper that they played before. Allows so much of this stack trap play that they just did on their Thrifty, where they hope they could do this on the attack now. As this round for round number 5, KRU is looking to add some early pressure, but it's still FURIA that answers first.
It is a great point, seeing this, the Astra and the Viper. Usually your Brimstone is the one that will lean back and forth and spawn from site to site. Now, you don't have to do that run around with Khalil. You can get the stars you need when someone calls for it across with this global map presence, and it really allows FURIA to stay solid in their defense without having to guess where they need to send that floater.
Here.
Back around, KRU now going back to A, but you see FURIA not worried. They're going to play a little farther back in sight, but nowhere near rotating off site.
KRU is trying to move back towards Long B to salvage that other Vandal. So Klaus and Kesnet, 2 players that you want to count
30
on.
seconds left.
Especially with Klaus's performances yesterday against MIBR on this map. As Sky, I think went something like 24, 12, and 12. He went insane. And has an opportunity now to save the round for KRU once again. SARS coming down, deniability. The gravity well, not good enough. It's a different plan, especially that they set this up on triple. Beautiful recon dart coming out though from Conan, spotting 2 players now. But KRU still has the opportunity to reposition themselves on a crossfire position. Kesnet with the first, now one of those Vandals fall down. Digizine looking for the flank and a back, stopped by Davies, and they get the rifle themselves.
Again, Vance?
Well, flash indeed. This is going to keep going back and forth. Poison orb this time around once again for FURIA. Diffusing right through it. Medzine in the back. Nice shot from Naxit. But the sprays across from Khalil are just too good. They stop the bleeding. No thrifties coming back. And FURIA take the lead 3-2.
Very close there. You saw the plan that the KRU was putting together. The plant just off L-box means that hold on U-Haul becomes so pivotal. They lost the members of U-Haul, and it was not as strong here. They had to push all the way out and give up that position. FURIA with a great retake. Again, like you said, avoiding the thrifty. And at this point, it's necessary. Map 3, you can't be toying around and losing those rounds. Digizine will now break out the operator. One of the easier maps to use it on. You're usually going to see someone at long B. His chances to be able to get that first blood are very high here.
It's a tight angle, snake bite to try to push him out.
So
and
aggressive.
uses a dash to actually break the Trailblazer. Now forced to fall away, but KRU, they know now that the Opper's there.
Exactly.
They pivot back now towards the A site.
Huge information. And Digizine is trying to read that. Rotating through spawn, knowing he wants to be one of the first ones to be aware of the strat. You come up as the Opper in the middle of the strat, you're not having as much fun.
So many layers here, though.
There it is.
Blinded by that one. The timing on the shot, clouds to fall. So a great rotation by Digizine towards the A site. But Davies is going to try to make the heroic play. Inching through the smokes now towards that L box. Repositioning on the spike plant. Melzer getting it down. Wallbangs attempted to come through. Now it's up to the aim laps. Long range ADSing down on the top of the bench towards spawn. Not working out for any kills. So still a cleared advantage for FURIA as they had to come back for the retake. Cosmic Divide on the defense. Lots of smoke coming out as well.
3 U-Haul.
Exactly on the defense trying to push through. And 3 players from KRU holding it back around.
Oh my.
And as this Cosmic Divide's about to come down, it's time for the bloodbath. Digizine, the first one for the retake attempt. Davies trying to spray through as much as he can. Nebula, though, full defuse. Oh, look at that. The satchel to break the crosshair and break the defuse for a bit. But still too strong as FURIA on the flood retake.
That plant, it seems too tough with the way that FURIA is retaking the site to use again. I don't think we'll see KRU try that one again unless we're going for something more default. That plant has avoided FURIA's response to plant denial. A lot of utility coming in. So while KRU was able to get it down, they're still not able to hold the site for some reason. That post plant is not as strong as it was previously in the series, and FURIA has KRU's number now. Hunter's Fury up as well as a pit. They could decide where they want KRU to go on this round.
KRU's getting a little bit of the struggles that FURIA's had when FURIA got thrifted by KRU. The economy in a situation where, okay, we have an opportunity to win a round, you lose a round, you're back in a broken bye.
Operator showers. Digizine will switch that up every round and keep you thinking.
Okay, Trailblazer is gonna spot Davies here. Hunter's Fury coming out from the spawn, out into the U-Haul, trying to get this pick. Inside showers too, and there you go. The third pulse actually spots Kesden and Nags. And nothing they could do here on this half buy that you have for KRU except for Kesden with the Guardian kill and Melzer swinging through. Just like that, in the blink of an eye. KRU makes this salvageable, doable.
FURIA this round have basically taken the showers control that KRU has been using, and they give Digizine a Trailblazer that comes from that side. Sights have been switched now, though, so it's going to have to be a rotation.
1v1 here. The Seeker is coming out. Showstopper on the other end of the B site. On the pulse planet. Lands everywhere. It's up to MW0. Crosshair. Satchel charge.
He's getting juggled.
Puts him away. He's trying to hunt him down. Low HP is going to be tested. You thought that they weren't going to be able to do it with how the hole was so good for FURIA, but Kesden and Melzer steps up to the plate for that challenge and allows KRU to get a thrifty.
So well played. It was kind of the consideration of a strat, and then KRU knew FURIA was going to consider their strat. It sounds weird, but KRU still play a little bit towards showers. They give that aggression they've been using just the past few rounds to condition and then blast over to the B site to make sure they have FURIA all out of sorts on defense.
And those are the off-the-cuff, on-the-fly calls that are coming out from KRU. That's been perfect because when
little modifications
for that tap on that A site, they actually heard the shock dart and the snake bite coming down. And when you hear the TP coming through, it's okay, well, the B site's open. So pivot through that, understanding how the play is still under pressure, still able to understand where they are in the situation that they have to keep this game close. And hopefully, at least for KRU, to win this series over FURIA, who, again, this is probably going to be the underdog story for KRU this whole LCQ if they could keep finding victims through this gauntlet.
A lot of the power right now, too, is what I don't think we saw in the regular season is KRU's ability to win their 4v5s. 50% of them won on the last map, 40% already on this map, where they're winning from a man-down position. That's incredible, especially when they're on attack here, having to produce the strategy, right? They're having to get past those defensive positions of FURIA. Time and time, they're doing it. Here we are, coming up onto round 8. Can KRU even it up? Davies with the op on the Cypher now.
I love it.
They're gonna go ahead and watch the extremities on this round to make sure FURIA doesn't get too much info, and a slow creep up here from KRU to get themselves into position.
Giving me some Steel vibes here with the
operator
on Cypher. Meanwhile, though, an early pit coming out from FURIA, blocking both the hookah drop and the long B play. Orb available for Klaus. Pops up the Seekers, puts them all in line. Not going to use it yet here to try to flush out inside the pit. It's going to be more a pivot back towards the A site if Davies could actually get and catch one off the rotation. Star's already on the ground. Al Jones being heard here towards the back of the APC. Digizine's on the top of that as well with the operator himself.
It's basically movement on the sound of the op. The Seekers are going to prompt something a little bit earlier than that.
Oh, trying to get the no-scope there onto Khalil. Couldn't connect onto that. And also, Digizine drops Melzer and Klaus.
Spike down.
And actually, he did have Davies do some damage onto Khalil. It's down to 5 HP, so there was some contact there. Nonetheless, though, 20 seconds left.
Oh, the sketchy play.
Oh, my gosh. Satchel kill onto Khalil, and now the pit comes out on the attack. Nagzet trying to hold it, and Kezdet playing long range. Because he does have the paint shell for deniability.
2 guiding lights to go in, but how much can they be used? What's the return? They're trying. Here they go.
It's behind him, though, so the outline comes out. There's that first kill. Second flash, eats it, turns away. Satchel coming through, and a spray through the Viper's pit, making it the advantage for KRU to tie up this series as they salvaged a round with, once again, heroic plays at a disadvantage.
Slow play and really a rinse and repeat of that 4-1. 1 showers, the control coming in from short, and once they've grabbed U-Haul control, it seems to be causing too much chaos for FURIA. Yeah, Digizine's back here firing, but then you got Kezdet that just rips out of U-Haul and takes down Digizine. And after that, it was just enough space for KRU to get the rest of what they needed. FURIA calls the timeout here. Something about that U-Haul control, I think, needs to change. They snuffed out this showers excursion that KRU is trying to get every round, but they're leaving the other side open a little too much. I mean, just in that, if you looked at the mini-map, FURIA had just about every member fall on that side of showers, not being able to approach U-Haul side.
Yeah. There's been a lot of defaulting from KRU on that side of the showers, and Digizine, couple of these attempts here with that operator was actually posted up on B, so do they want to try to challenge that back in their favor, not put these smokes down?
Some familiar faces in the crowd.
A little bit.
1 second left in this timeout as teams dish it out with their coaches to get back on track. Digizine, Bladestorm, operator, high priority round here for FURIA as they invest into this big time. A 3rd round loss will give them 2,900 on top of that money, but if all of them go down, they're definitely not going to be buying next round. So KRU could start pulling away with a few here. Ultimates on the ready for Davies and for Melzer. Pretty set far back with the operator. Going to be able to dodge that. You see just getting help from the Vandals around him. So Digizine set up for success. Okay, Khalil. Okay, they're done with this showers game that KRU has been playing, Vansili.
Exactly.
They're done.
Doubling up in that area, dropping down Davies. So instead of using an operator to try to push down towards the shower and lock that down, it's just going to be the bodies. KRU rotating back, has the orbital strike to work with. Might use it towards showers. They're going to try to ping that out.
Here's this short play again. Straight to U-Haul. It's just like smashing down a door. Okay, they're going to do it really slow this time. They walk in, but they're still getting the same amount of space. The retaliation from FURIA is what has faltered here once KRU gained this position.
And flashing towards the back of the site actually didn't spawn anybody, so they will confirm the orbital strike towards showers and gain that control towards A. Tap onto the spike.
Wow.
No utility coming out as of yet. Finally, a shot guard comes down, but Digizine once again with the yacht. The glass cannon comes in for the second kill. Disadvantage once again, but it's Melzer and Kesnet.
Stuck in the pocket.
That clutched it the previous time for KRU. Will attempt to do it one more time. Works out as Mazin falls. Melzer still hiding behind that smoke.
He's creeping through with the up.
It's so hard to do. It's so hard to do here as Digizine has that updraft on the top of the APC. Poison rope net coming out. Melzer hiding just on the other end. Crossfire now set up. And there's that first, the swing across.
Player standing.
And they have no idea that Kesnet's hiding around the corner. Has that flick, couldn't get the kill, it was close.
Again, no answer that FURIA has to come in on that U-Haul protection on the A site plant. Rinse and repeat here for KRU. They've answered the showers control, but still giving up this U-Haul side that seems to be so strong for KRU. I mean, one round it didn't work for KRU. They teleport over and they went to B, so still have an answer if FURIA come up strong in this. The post-plant situations and the way that KRU is playing them, different members, different synergy, is incredible right now. It's so good to see from the team after the season they had.
And finally, the economy gets broken back for FURIA. As you mentioned, not too much to work with what they had purchased on that previous round. Only one Vandal, the strongest weapon that you have in the hands of Khalil. Still posted that up in the right position with two more of his teammates on the A site. That's where KRU's currently moving in. Trying to rotate across. And with support, just good enough for those two kills.
Quick clears. You see KRU feeling like they're in control right now, and you actually have to manage that.
Oh! Actually should have had that one, but MW0 flicks back for the judge kill. Cypher, Neural Theft spotting the three players, so that isolates and cancels out the attempt of a flank from Mazin. Giving an opportunity now for KRU to plant, but MW0 with his Vandal!
Remaining.
That's only one player alive, and that's a beautiful star set on the ground. And with the lower buy that you have for FURIA, they tie the game once more. And for those of you that are tuning in for 100 Thieves and Sentinels, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer, because this one is also going to be a very good series to end it up.
5-5 now, and FURIA a lot more patient on that retake. KRU has had this flurry of utility that's been everywhere on the site as FURIA's been trying to push in. They wait for it all to dissipate. Now it's just dry fire fights, and MW0 has been on the winning side of most of those that he's come to. They play it right, they play it slow, and come up with a victory after hemorrhaging a few rounds there. 3 in a row to get that defuse.
Such a chess game now. The swing round back in favor of FURIA. KRU now with the Laura buy. A triple swing just to try to see if Khalil and Conan will try to push back towards the showers, and nobody's there. Now giving an opportunity for either of these three players to pick up the orb. It's going to be in the hands of Kesnet. Showstopper now in the ready.
There.
The other side, I think B is just fog of war for KRU right now. We haven't even seen them go towards that side of the map in the last handful of rounds, and another creep up here. Nags is going to have positioning.
Yeah. I kind of like it too. FURIA has always been giving the sites open and over for KRU. Playing it very passively, so KRU identifies that and wants to keep the showstopper for a post plant instead. Seekers then coming out on both ends. Mazin and Klaus trying to find the info. Showstopper finally comes out. Big flash coming through. First shot onto Klaus, onto Mazin, and then there's that Showstopper. The flank coming out from the showers. He gets fully denied, and KRU has the upper hand with a 2-player advantage on the post split on A.
Recovering it.
Creeping in from heaven, trying to drop into the site, but they have so many players to find.
Tap on the spike. Conan with the first kill onto Kesnet, a second one. Onto Klaus as the Cosmic Divide comes out. FURIA in great position. Somehow it turns it over for FURIA. Conan with 4 kills into the round. And they have the time for the defuse as well.
KRU way over antsy on that one, and FURIA recognizing the opportunity. Very fast play to start us off here in showers and shut some stuff down, but as soon as these peaks from short came out, the late trade, the late swing, yeah, you can't anchor like that and expect to win the round. FURIA just destroy KRU on that retake.
And that's the great calls on both ends under the pressure. You're maybe questioning why these swings are coming out towards short, but we had some nice nade bites from NW0 into showers, preventing those guys from getting out and playing that pulse plant when it was tapped on across. So KRU had to swing out on that short A side and is weighted by Conan. Once again, the substitute for FURIA coming up huge in that previous round.
Yeah. In this situation, in the pressure, Conan, I don't think he's feeling any of it. We go back to B now, 3-1-1 for the side of KRU. Operator still there for Digizine. He's going to be in the top of heaven waiting on A. And again, remember, there's not a lot of defensive movement coming in from FURIA here. So they're ready.
Undisputed from the spawn.
Call?
Flash getting the contact on at least some bodies, and you're trying to at least get information. And getting no pulses, you're forcing a jiggle peek out of Medzine, who only saw 1 player. Nonetheless, though, the pivot still comes back from KRU towards the A site, where once again, the operator in the hands of Digizine. Player just before here that Baby Bay was mentioning, it wasn't too hot with the op on the first 2 maps, but this time definitely shines and has been a key component on the anchor holds. Beautiful orbital strike, putting Digizine in a different position, but still the wall bang from Khalil out in the front of triple, dropping Davies. No alert from showers through the smoke. Then President answers back, waiting for that util to come back down as we might. Well, we have to commit. Actually, there's only 15 seconds left. Time goes down.
Planted.
Digizine with a tight angle looks back, but Medzine and NW0 are the ones that picks up the kills on a rotate back from KRU on the pulse plan attempt. Hit then coming out, Satchel then to push them back. Melzer and Kizant one more time in a situation to try to clutch, but it's not gonna work. FURIA answers right back and they take the lead by 2 to end the half, 7-5.
Start off again of a 5v4. They convert from the side of FURIA. Davey finds himself going down for a first kill of the round. Khalil finds him on that one. And yeah, the start of this play was great. The smokes that came down on heaven from KRU that uses the orbital strike on everybody trying to get into the site position. And FURIA just adjusted so well, so well.
So we talked about familiar faces that we saw in the crowd before, so let's have a chance to go back to the floor and talk to Aspas, who's currently standing there with Smix.
Thank you very much, Ben Silly, and welcome, Aspas, to the Riot Games Arena. It's such a pleasure to see you here today. I know that now that you've come back from Japan, I'm sure you got some time off, and now that you're back to practicing and doing scrims, if you're comfortable sharing, out of the teams that you've been playing, have there been any that have impressed you, especially the teams that are participating here at the Last Chance Qualifier?
Primeiro, bem-vindo de volta do Japão. Agora que você já aproveitou suas férias e tudo mais, dos times que você tem feito streaming e jogado contra, quem mais te impressionou, se você se sente à vontade para contar pra gente?
A gente voltou a treinar tem poucos dias, então a gente não treinou muito dos times que estão no Last Chance, mas um deles que a gente treinou e me impressionou mesmo foi a 100 Thieves, que a gente treinou algumas vezes com ele e o KRU tá com muita mira.
Yeah, we just came back. We didn't have a lot of time to practice, but from all the teams we played against, I think 100 Thieves was one of the best, and they have a lot of, good aiming.
Interesting. So then I have to ask you, that next match is going to be between 100 Thieves and Sentinels. Are you predicting 100 Thieves to win in that matchup?
Interessante isso, porque o nosso próximo jogo é 100 Thieves e Sentinels. E você tá meio que dizendo então que o favorito é o 100 Thieves?
Não sei, eu acho que vai ser um jogo bem difícil, vai ser um 2-1. Tá todo mundo falando que é o jogo da década e eu até vim aqui para assistir ele e eu acho que vai ser um jogão.
Well, I'm not sure. I know it's going to be a hard game. It's probably a 2-1. Everybody's talking about it, and it's going to be the game of decade, and that's why I'm here to watch it.
Okay, last very quick question for you. This map is so close. Third map, are you rooting for your boys on FURIA as a fellow Brazilian, or how do you think this one is going to go?
Terceiro mapa, tá muito disputado. Você tá torcendo pros Brazucas ou você tem algum favorito? O que você acha?
Tô na torcida pros Brazuca. Bora, rapaziada. Espero aí que vocês ganhem, mas tá bem apertado o jogo, mas vai dar tudo certo.
Yeah. I'm here rooting for my fellow Brazilians, but I think it's very tight and it's going to be a good game.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Aspas, and thank you very much, Aldi, for the translations. We're going to head back to the casters with Vanzilli and Rivington.
Thank you so much, Mix, and I love it. Aspas now. By the way, thank you so much for your time and making sure that we're sticking to the script here for LCQ, that if you want to know who wins between Sentinels and 100 Thieves, you're going to have to stay tuned. First off, finishing the series between FURIA and KRU. The final half of this series to see who's able to move forward or who's unfortunately going to go home. FURIA currently in the lead by 2. Starting off now on the attack. Pistol round now underway. And the first trap being set up here by Davies gets canceled. 5 ghosts, by the way, for KRU.
A full teleport retake here. It's up to Davies to stay alive.
And they just want to fight it right away. 1-for-1. Being tagged by an owl drone, forced to fall back. Plant has come down for FURIA. In position, not good enough. Davies coming out for the kill. Casting it out from the showers. Only 2 left alive now towards U-Haul for FURIA. Up against 4 players of KRU. Khalil and Conan have to step up to the plate. Batting now as they cancel the first attempt of the defuse by the Grabwell. Then the spray across, it's up to Khalil alone after all. The defuse will then come out no matter what. And KRU, once again, when it comes down to the important rounds, the important series, they win the second pistol of Bind.
Incredible stuff. You see them being able to stop the back and forth of these rounds. Just into the last half, they were trading 3 to 4 rounds in a row. So good that KRU can start off with a few here to get us back to an even game. Can't have to get, too one-sided yet here. We don't want to see any of these teams going home just yet. Give us the full regulation and bring us back into overtime. So KRU, like you said, grabbing that pistol, the early smokes, early mollies that they're throwing over here to get themselves into position. Pretty nicely done in that protocol, so you can see KRU having quite a bit set up.
Just heard that dink.
FURIA as well, sorry.
Yeah, you just heard that dink there as Flash came out in showers on the attack. But then Klaus going for the jump peek for info at long. Kesnet with the support though, ADSing with that Bulldog. Another advantage to start things off for KRU. That's now 2 players spotted. Make that even a 3rd from the early jump peek that you saw. Share shots finally lands here for MW0. Kesnet falls. Camera up. And it's time now for the lurk to get initiated. And that's Medzine. Making it behind enemy lines. Does not see an exit, but could still make it towards the spawn. Now circling back. Smelling blood. Nagzet still stuck, watching forward. And no shenanigans with the knife. They know that this is an important round to win for FURIA as they have the lower
30
buy.
seconds left.
Conan Plant focusing that Hunter's Fury. Easy for him to get in. And they should be able to clean up KRU on the retake. Not a guarantee though. KRU has been so good on these.
Yeah. Especially when Klaus has 2 flashes available. Melzer watching the corner, and that's Medzine. With that Spectre that was able to pick up. And his teammates is low on HP. This might be it.
Last player standing.
Especially with him falling. Low HP, MW0 comes out from the showers, and that's a thrifty in. Riv, I think we're just gonna see the back and forth battle continue between these 2 teams with these low buys that still comes out into fruition every time.
Wow. The amount of pressure this puts on as well. I think KRU's gonna have to call upon everything they have in this moment.
Oh yeah.
FURIA bringing back that dark horseness from the beginning of the season, it seems like, now that they have some control over the game. but too early to tell. A push up.
Flash then, blinding 2, dash away, and that's support from the rest of FURIA. The crossfire coming in between on both short sides, both sides of short A rather. Denying the push that was attempted here by KRU. That lands. Crossfire now set up. Nags it, trying to jump away here.
Down
Preventing the push from happening inside U-Haul, puts a snake bite on the ground.
2 of the headhunters here on KRU. This is a possibility. And FURIA's looking for the frags, knowing that KRU has been playing close.
Enemy remaining. Spike
Did
down
not expect
B.
that. That was kind of brazen, a little ambitious.
Yep.
Oh my.
Got his one. Up to Nags. Sheriff in hand. He's done it before with headhunters.
Jumps through.
That's confidence coming out of MW0. Round out for FURIA. And yeah, you mentioned it, Riv. They have to try to bring out everything that he can for KRU to try to bring this comeback on the second half. If not, also their lucky stars. And you also need key performances from Klaus, for example. Currently 9 and 14, night and day from what we've seen from him and what he could do on that previous day against MIBR. We're still somewhat early in this second half. We haven't had that real opportunity to see KRU with these trap plays that they're able to set up here with Davies. And no opportunities to play some big retakes yet.
Oh, we actually saw MW0 throwing the Viper Orb to short for their pistol round. So multiple lineups here for MW0 as they switch up the composition. Already has different agent situations ready. Pushing up towards long. We've already had some crazy TPs going on here. I think FURIA is just playing the flow of the map at this point and are more than happy to do a quick rotation.
Trip now broken, a dash coming in. Klaus still gets that headshot into Digizine, running through to try to surprise another one. The trap plays don't work out. Mazine does get the spray back. Showstopper out for Kestet to answer back from the Seekers on the attack. They're forced to fall back because of those Seekers, allowing now FURIA to move in for the plant. Molly on the ground, pulls plant denial, or plant denial utility once again for KRU. Another tap, forcing Kestet to swing out. Nagzet in another clutch situation, this time with a Vandal. The recon dart doesn't spot him. Gets the first shot, trying to land out the second one.
Reset.
The timing and the headshot! Woo! Nags once again coming up huge in his disadvantages.
All right. Absolute incredible movement there and not finding that double peek, the swing, the retrade, the refrag from FURIA. You can see a little disjointed there. Digizine not feeling too happy about the loss of that round, but that, Vansili, is kind of how we saw KRU toppling MIBR. Klaus and Davies in sight, the smokes go down, and they're identifying through utility their opponents to kill through the smoke. That came down to the 2v1 at this point, or I should say 1v2. Super clean, but KRU's defense on B is very strong, especially the way that Klaus and Davies play it. So FURIA is going to have to battle against that something fierce if they actually want to get to the site. They may be going back to A here after timeout.
There's 2 bullets left in the chamber there for Nags on that 1v1 and only needed 1 of them. And despite that, getting that round, a much needed round for KRU. Their timeout already comes out from Adam. Seeing here that every time we're doing these similar trap plays for KRU towards this B side, it's actually answered back by just sprays from FURIA through the cyber cages being set up by Davey. So they're reading these play inside the smoke and try to get these trap kills.
It's perfect. It's their cover, right? They're more than happy to fight within those smokes. Digizine tried to actually close that gap and dive right into where we would see Klaus playing, but still Klaus gets the better of that situation. 9-7. FURIA still with a few rounds in their favor. It looks like it could be KRU creeping back up here from the defensive side. Pretty big default for FURIA here, slowing it down. Extremity watch at least. As you see, the spike is down in market.
Yeah. Already had that snake bite lineup coming out from NW0.
Yeah.
Hawk out.
It's interesting. It's like a breach using a fault line on Haven. You just use it to use it. Make sure you slow down an initial rush if it is happening. You give yourself the tempo on defense.
One of the rare moments here that KRU hasn't really been playing towards this hookah. Davies is trying to lean out, potentially winning the late battle on what Conan's been doing with this Owl drone. Currently pivoting back from the A site to meet up with the rest of FURIA in that area. But the lurk from NW0, meanwhile, on short A, was identified by Nagzit. Was trying to catch him off guard, but instead falls.
MW0 has had a fantastic series. Coming up huge now on the Viper here. First blood, round 17, and it looks like they are going to actually execute here onto the B site. This could get Dijazin caught, though. He's over the trap.
Across, the dash across. One stepping onto the trap. But Dijazin, who did made it in the back of the site, did not allow the rest of KRU of moving through the smoke and catch some players off guard as they were still trying to position themselves on the post plan for FURIA. Cloud solo on HP. This is going to have to be a save. KRU's going to move up at 10.
Yeah, that's tough. And seeing how they got as many rounds as they did on the defensive side, the desk was talking about not having the raise, how hard it's going to be to deny the plants. They make it out with a good amount of rounds to now use Dijazin in full form. In that dash forward, cause chaos, and let the team coming in behind them bring in the frags. Right over that trip, just completely discombobulates the defensive KRU in B. And FURIA pick up another round, 3 away from locking in this series and finding themselves moving forward in LCQ. So the pressure for KRU is mounting.
Very hard anchor hold there for Klaus. Because Davies only had the Guardian, so under that huge pressure and the commitment that FURIA had towards that B site, nothing really that you could do there when your teammates inside hookah with the Guardian.
Yeah.
You can't really spray back through these smokes, through those trades that they were so good on this map yesterday.
And we talked about how FURIA can play the Astra on defense in every site. Watch how KRU's going to be rotating back and forth. Wait a minute.
Yeah, an updraft, a flash, fully blinded. The headshot to Benzine. Shock dart answered back by Conan. Updraft here towards the air from Dijazin with the Blade Storm. But what a nice individual effort by Melzer to kick things off and give the player advantage for KRU.
Thought that was going to be a much quieter scenario. That little sliver through the smoke.
Recovering it.
It's ripping off this round. And a minute left. I think FURIA here, waiting position.
Take flight.
They want KRU to make the first move, but that's hardly ever the case. I think FURIA is going to have to walk into a lot of danger here.
Oh, he's stuck in there now at 6 HP.
Yeah.
Kizne could even move in and do a satchel if he can, but he knows that somebody's going to try to take some sort of an advantage from a shower's control. Actually lets Conan get away. There's that tap onto the spike. Snakebite coming down with the satchel, denying the first attempt of the plant. Now fully down and locked in for FURIA. Still the advantage for the attackers on the post plant because of the weaponry that KRU currently has for this retake. Absolutely nothing with the exception of the Phantom in the hands of Kesdit. Forcing out that Hunter's Fury early. And that was the kill that you needed before. Great delays coming out here from FURIA from that Hunter's Fury, and that's the rifle falling down as well.
Oh.
Then on to the tap. Nice recon dart now by Conan, spotting both players, fighting onto that spike. And I feel here, Riv, that the story could have been so different if Kesdit did get the kill there onto Conan.
It feels like they're falling apart a little bit. They're not considering everything in the situation. Yes, Kesnit's idea is to run back, find Conan, get him during the Hunter's Fury, but then forgets that there's just other members. Obviously somebody protecting Conan and goes down mid-run. It's the little things we weren't seeing KRU make those mistakes on earlier, and I feel like FURIA is now inside their head and may have that final grip to pull out the win. 2 more rounds is what it's going to take. It's not over yet. A little bit of a default here by FURIA. And they actually switch up how they're playing this Cypher again. KRU putting Davies over towards A instead of the Klaus and Davies on B. to play through the smokes. Great spam. Start off Mazine. It is quiet. Spikes all the way down back behind showers too. Far back to attacker spawn. FURIA is going to bring this one down to about 30, 40 seconds before they hit the site. They're all over the map, so it's going to take some time.
And the more time that they waste now for FURIA, the more you're happy for KRU. Orbital strike still online in the hands of Melzer to try to cancel that out. Currently set up towards that A site. So in a great position so far as FURIA is still trying to work around the map. They have zero information of where the stacks could be. The only thing that they did was break a trip early in the showers. And now they know the Viper's playing towards B. There's that pick coming out. He's gonna flush out FURIA to commit towards this A site.
In goes Digis in.
23 seconds left.
They have control so far, but it looks like KRU's gonna give it to him for the orbital strike.
Molly on the ground as well, 15 seconds left.
Another delay.
Shells available for MW0, landing on the ground. No plant coming through, 19 HP left.
What's left?
Satchel coming through. It stops it.
Just started.
30 seconds left. And there's that side coming across. And that's what happens when you give time to KRU.
Exactly. They set up, they take a breath, the ultimate pushing everybody over towards B, and at the point that we saw FURIA going into A, Kesnet already on the rotation. A great hit by FURIA, a great read by KRU as they are able to just deny the plan over and over again. And this right here is why you expect to see a raise on Bind. Because of that denial. It's so strong and delays even more as the paint shells come out to stop it again. Incredible stuff with the blast packs, including all the util coming in to grab KRU round, an 8th round as we're now into round 20. KRU still with their backs against the wall here, pulling out some incredible stuff. They've pushed shower, so they know this might be a B player. They think it could be a B play, especially with the guiding lights coming through, and Nagzet's going to take a safer position here.
Yeah, breaking the owl drone. Pain shells then coming across on the other end. Trailblazer out on the attack. Clearing out towards the showers. Nagzet playing behind here, the Seekers, and they're spraying behind those Seekers. Oh, a clothesline from Kesnet out to Digizine as they're just trying to dash away to safety. Advantage back for KRU.
A lot of predicted spans coming through for that chip damage to start off. And KRU back to kind of a, I wouldn't say default, actually. They're leaving Davies on an island right now to guard what could be a full rush by 3, and should expect it.
Yeah. There's still time. There's still time to force a rotate and TP in the last second.
30
if they get a
seconds
tap
left.
here.
Oh, I thought they were going to get the shower teleport in, but it looks like MW0 wants the full lurk around KRU exiting B. This is a 5-head play here. I think he gets Nagzet.
Committing now to the plant. Not enough time for the rotate. NW0, here's the drop. Oh! The sixth sense.
Woo!
As Conan pushes towards the spawn, though. Maybe he's trying to spray pack, but Conan turns around on a 180. An advantage coming back for FURIA as they have time on their side. In this post-plant situation, both of them inside U-Haul. They're first to pick out a 1-4. Make that a 2 for none, actually. That was perfect for Khalil to be able to get that kill onto Melzer, but Melzer steps up and allows KRU here to get the 9th round.
The trades there for FURIA have been a bit lackluster throughout the game, but the situations where Melzer is facing 2 people have been incredible. Another one where he pulls up 2 just to shoulder for Nagzet to be able to take down MW0 there, and the rest of the round is history. A bit of a spray and pray there by Davies, but it did look like he connected with a head, so it might have just been a dink and then a tap down. The situation was different, however. And that is KRU picking up some very, very pivotal rounds here. KRU's 5th gun round of the map, and a very necessary one as well. Both coaches. This is so important.
Oh, yeah.
Facing elimination, both teams so close to that. FURIA 2 away from being able to move forward to face Leviathan here. And Crew looking to keep a consistent run in LCQ.
Definitely. Despite the records that you see from both of these teams during the Americas, White mentioned it on the desk earlier on, it doesn't really paint the story of how good these teams were throughout the season. Always third map losses, 13-11s, OT losses. And when it comes down once again to an important matchup between FURIA and Crew, it's a third round. Third map, 2 rounds separating the lead that FURIA currently has. And 2 rounds needed for FURIA to eliminate Crew as well. So this timeout is huge.
This is a position Crew knows all too well. Games that are within 3 rounds. Their record, 2-14 in these close games. Can they deny that history? Put another win in the column. Good damage to start off on Melzer, stripping away that armor. And it just looks like a default from FURIA here. 3 towards Showers. Someone's getting cleaned up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
It's both players that were initially taking control on Showers for both of the teams, actually. And Madzine still alive with the Seekers. This could be
I've got your trail.
a key piece exactly of utility. And you like these moments.
Wow.
Under the pressure, everybody's getting their ones. Everybody's getting their trades too. Playing this round to perfection. The best into your abilities for both FURIA and Crew. Camera now spotting Madzine. Picture perfect for a Trailblazer to hit him. Trying to spray across here, but he stays alive somehow.
Spraying. They haven't made it into the site just yet. Trailblazer will snuff that for just a second more.
Didn't see the Cypher though. Flash then out. Second flash available from Madzine. Bull blinded Madzine with the first kill onto Davies. Gravity well. Flank back. Another 1 for 1.
Klaus again.
Through the tin. Khalil down to 51 HP. Klaus trying to move forward with the heroic play. Spikes across. The third into the round. To defuse for Crew. And we're 1 away from tying it.
Klaus has been a godsend throughout the LCQ here for the side of Crew. An absolutely incredible play from him in the tight situations to get the impact frags and make the round not matter of anything before. This dink through the wall, but then the flick. Not even having the right angle in the 50-50 here and still coming up with the kill. Incredible stuff. Around the world, the Crew fans are sending their energy. 3 ultimates now for the side of FURIA here to get into sight and just pound a strategy onto the defensive side of Crew.
And you want a player like Klaus to step up and to wake up right now. Alendron though spotting Kesnet, trying to get a kill with the Hunter's Fury. To no avail, but at least the space is taken by Digizine, at least for a brief moment. Denied right away by Melzer with the Bulldog inside Showers. 2 ults available for Crew in this round 22. Orbital Strike and Showstopper. As there's that Orbital Strike. FURIA forced to fall back here towards short A. And we're getting a Showstopper early. Klaus with the kill onto Khalil. And these trades, these kills are actually coming all in favor of Crew so far. Madzine stuck against a full roster of Crew Esports. As with those kills, have the Seekers available for Klaus. A flash to confirm the position.
Missed him.
And all he could do is wait.
Yeah, they know at least. Searching for this position. Nagzat's going to be the one to try and finalize the kill. And with the 3K, they do just that to tie up the game. And an incredible protocol they have to retake these sites. And for a moment, I feel like FURIA forgetting what they were talking about that Crew was doing throughout these maps. Playing patient, playing back. But FURIA still start a round with a dry Hunter's Fury and a dash up from Digizine to find no members in sight. And as they fall to the ground, they fall even further with Crew coming in with the kills. Understanding the strategy that can happen from FURIA right now. 4 in a row here for Crew on the defensive side as they start the momentum that could possibly lock in map 3.
11-11, you've gotten your wish for a close series between FURIA and Crew. Spike down on a default play for a FURIA. Picking up the pace a little bit more with some control inside Hookah. Digizine at the helm just behind the Trailblazer. And Davies looking for these jump spots. Choosing otherwise than to re-peek. Camera instead to be used.
Back to the original setup of Klaus and Davies on this site, ready to just take down FURIA through the smokes if it happens. Spike being down means FURIA is feeling out this round to the max. No movement until they see a frag or information that makes them happy about a protocol to run.
I was just about to say those Seekers were a very important piece of information once again under the minute mark.
One Guardian to kill them all too.
Exactly. And the second one fades away here towards Long B. And that's false info. The rotate's going back from Kesnet towards the A site. 30 seconds left on the clock.
Left.
And actually,
Is it red?
FURIA is running back towards the area.
Melzer still eyes on Shower.
Cosmic Divide now out. Melzer
Oh, he plays it safe.
looking
Plays it
for a
safe.
swing potentially. Dash through, 13 seconds left. Flash around one corner.
10 seconds left.
Satchel's there to deny once
Plans
again.
up.
Time in favor of Crew, and they're using a util. Shifting now the plant at the L box. And with that, Cosmic Divide instantly goes down. First blood then for Melzer this time around. An opportunity for Crew to take the lead at the most important round of this series.
Melzer!
And it's working out so far. Medzine stuck inside Showers. Soar on the top of the spike. A swing out here from Crew as a tap comes in now for Nagzit. Gravity well now used. Snake bite on the ground, but it's too far away. Sprays in from Khalil. Medzine has to make a play now from Showers as the orb is coming through. Halfway now, the wall bang! 3 versus 2 now. Orb now out. Gravelo once again. There's no time left. Somebody has to stick it. Keston with 2 skills. The diffusion comes in. And Crew. And Map and series point.
A round left up to spams. What? To spamming the spike. This late, the decisions from FURIA being thwarted by Crew round after round. Yes, they can work, but Crew isn't having any of these games right now. They bring it back into their favor. And Crew 1 round away from continuing the LCQ run. Vamo, indeed, as we get ourselves into a round where the buys a bit scattered in armor and a Guardian coming up for Conan. Not the worst, but it is going to have to be FURIA starting us off here. They've played the last few rounds down to the wire, leaving the spike out for a default play. And this time they don't have that normal Showers control. They're gonna have to retake the other side of the map if FURIA want it.
FURIA is playing exactly into the game plan of Crew. Wasting that timer down. Not a friend to their side. Crew just keeps using util to create havoc and chaos in these post plans. So picking up the pace now, a full execution towards this B site. It all comes down to this now for FURIA to try to force another OT.
1 for 1.
Clouds then swinging out, a
3v3.
2 for 2. Important Viper's pick coming out on the attack now for MW0 as he had it before. Cosmic Divide, nowhere near for Khalil as he's still looking for at least a tap onto the spike. Wasting out the util once again. Oh, he eats it!
B.
Spike is now down! Digizine has to come up with plays now.
Yeah, he's
30
trying to
seconds
float
left.
outside the ult. Nagzat's gonna go for a dueling Viper's Pit.
Double swing towards the elbow, spike is down.
Just MW0.
Tap on the spike, a jump out into the pit. The shorty from Nagzit! A Crew claim another victim! And he moved forward in the LCQ gauntlet!
Crew bringing it back from the brink. So many rounds falling in favor of FURIA. And then it just seemed to fall apart as Crew locked down every every site from being planted in. The Rays coming up so big with the denial utility more than once. It cannot be understated how Kesnet came to play here, how the rest of crew came to play in individual moments, and Melzer on the Brimstone, this time absolutely slaughtering the 1v2 situations that put crew on top. Across the board, everybody showed up here, and it's the reason they were able to thwart FURIA today.
And you couldn't ask for